everything, moving the table, destroying it. 3 adults throwing their combined weight against something that should have slid easily across the kitchen floor. Nothing. Even the father had stood up from the television. He looked over the situation with a careful expression of someone who has decided in advance not to be responsible for whatever this is. What's going on? His wife told him she would handle it. Jason, go next door. Get Rainer. He's big and strong. He'll sort this out. Rainer was big. Rainer was strong. Rainer could not sort this out. He stood in the kitchen with his metal handsaw and demonstrated, almost apologetically, how the blade simply slid off the table leg, not through it, not into it, off it, like pressing a wooden stick against steel, except the table was obviously wood. Had always been wood. Had been wood yesterday. What did you glue this with? Silence from the mother. It's not reacting at all. And you said this wasn't like this yesterday? She nodded. Jason opened his mouth. His mother told him quietly to close it. Don't worry about it, Rainer. We don't want to escalate things. We'll find a solution tomorrow. Thank you. But tomorrow the chairs were stuck too. All of them. Every chair around the table fused to the floor with the same silent permanence. She told her husband he considered the situation from his position on the sofa. As long as I can still sit at the table and eat, he said, this isn't really a problem. She stared at him. You are no help. You are absolutely no help at all. She paced the kitchen. Relatives, no. Too embarrassing. The landlord, no. Not yet. Craftsmen. We get craftsmen in. Professionals. Jason. When they arrive, you explain what happened. Every detail. Do you think that's a good idea, Mom? Don't question me. The team arrived within the hour. 3 men, broach-shouldered, carrying professional equipment. Jason showed them the table, the chairs, the floor. His mother stood in the background with her arms crossed. When he tried to point toward the floor, toward the place where the gum had been, which was no longer visible, which had become simply part of the floor itself, which the floor had absorbed and made permanent, his mother stepped forward. Just please fix my tables and chairs. The men tried, all 3 of them, against one chair, full strength. The chair did not move. They exchanged looks. Then they asked permission to check the apartment below. Something about the structural connection between the floors. A theory about anchoring. They went downstairs. They knocked. They were let in. They came back 15 minutes later with different faces. We've never seen anything like this, the foreman said carefully. We thought perhaps you'd fix the furniture from below, bolted through the ceiling somehow. But there's nothing like that. No balls, no brackets. He paused. The ceiling does look strange, though. Your neighbor hasn't mentioned anything? What? Why would my neighbor mention anything? Because the entire ceiling of the apartment below yours is covered in black rhizomes. branching structures, ramifications spreading out in every direction across the surface. Whatever is in your floor is growing downward. The mother's expression didn't change. That is not my problem. That is a building problem. You are here to fix my furniture. We can't fix your furniture, ma'am. We can't move your furniture. Nobody can move your furniture. What we can tell you is that this building needs to be reported to the landlord and examined by chemical experts immediately. You will do no such thing. You help me or I don't pay you. The foreman reached into his pocket, placed a bill on the immovable table, put on his jacket. Good day. The next days were chaotic and eerie in equal measure. More furniture fused, not just in Jason's apartment, in the apartments above, below, beside. The black rhizome spread through the building's infrastructure, silently and without explanation, threading through walls, seeping upward through floors, branching across ceilings in elaborate dark networks that looked almost deliberate, almost decorative, almost like the building was sweet decorating itself from the inside. Neighbors compared notes in the hallways, the only neutral ground left, since none of their rooms could really be entered anymore without navigating around furniture that had decided to stay exactly where it was. The landlord was contacted, not by Jason's mother, by everyone else. He arrived. He walked through the building. He stood in 3 different apartments and looked at 3 different ceilings covered in spreading black structures and 3 different kitchens where the furniture had become architectural features. Who is responsible for this? Jason's mother told him about the chewing gum, about Jason, about the stone, about the magnifying glass, about the morning it all started. The other tenants listened, reflected, then, almost collectively, decided that blaming an 11-year-old for a building-wide structural phenomenon involving black fungal networks and immovable furniture was perhaps not the most rational position available to them. The landlord rubbed his face. I can't do a chemical analysis. This is beyond chemical analysis. I have a demolition company. We tear the building down before it spreads further. It looks uninhabitable anyway. I'll find you all temporary accommodation at reduced rent while we work. He was thinking about his reputation. Everyone could see that. But the terms were acceptable. The building had already stopped being home for most of them. Even Jason's mother agreed. The demolition crew arrived on a grey morning. The excavator rolled in first, yellow, massive, professionally indifferent to whatever it was about to destroy. A wrecking ball was assembled slowly in the background. Workers moved around the perimeter with the practiced efficiency of people who have knocked things down before and expect to knock this thing down the same way. The operator chose a target, a weakened section of the exterior wall, already half crumbling, the kind of thing an excavator bucket goes through like paper. The bucket swung, made contact, and bent. Not the wall, the bucket. The steel shovel, industrial grade, designed to break through concrete and rebar, split apart on contact with the surface of the building. Not dramatically, not with an explosion, it simply gave way, like pressing soft metal against something harder than metal should be. The operator sat in his cab and stared at this equipment. Then the workers noticed something else. The black rhizomes, which had been contained inside the building until this moment, began moving outward, slowly, steadily, threading across the exterior walls toward the ground, reaching toward the excavator's tracks, toward the workers' boots. They didn't run exactly, but they left quickly, with purpose, without looking back. The building stood, untouched, undemolished, sealed now. Every entrance fused, every window dark, and the black networks visible even from the outside, pressing against the glass from within like something looking out. The evacuation shelter was a converted community hall 40 minutes away. Jason's mother had refused to contact her relatives. The father had brought a television. It didn't receive signal in the shelter. He watched the blank screen anyway. The screen turned on without warning. No transition. A studio or something arranged like one. The woman was already speaking.
We are interrupting this program for an update that has already been scheduled.
Her eyes were open, very open.
A solar mission has been decided after the discovery of an anomaly in the sun's rays.
She smiled briefly, not at anything.
The anomaly appears as a thin, irregular line within the light. The rays affected are not behaving in accordance with expected material responses.
A small pause. Too early.
Initial findings suggest the contact with certain surfaces may result in permanent positioning.
Silence. She continued.
A research group will be sent to approach the source and to retrieve information directly.
Her head tilted just slightly, then corrected.
There is currently no confirmed danger, provided normal conditions remain unchanged.
Another pause, longer this time.
Updates will continue after stability has been achieved.
The broadcast ended before she finished blinking. The screen returned to nothing. Jason sat by the window. Outside, somewhere across the city, a news van was turning onto the street where the building stood. Someone had posted something online, a photograph of the bent excavator bucket, a video of the rhizomes moving across the exterior wall, a comment that said simply,
"Has anyone else seen this?"
The post had 14,000 shares in 4 hours. The media cannot let things stay unmoved.